Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to go ahead do a review of Stateroom 8634 on the quantum of the seas. But before I get into that, I'm just going to let you know I'm going to break this video down a little bit. We're going to go into basically the primary review of the room. Then I'm going to go into some of the issues I ran into the room and how you can overcome them if they ever happen to you. Then next I'm going to do what your views on Alaskan Cruise might look like when you're in port, and then I'm going to go into some of the benefits. So hang on after review because there's going to be a whole bunch more hopefully. So here's an honest review of Stateroom 8634. You've most likely seen videos where people rave about the room, especially if you're going on an Alaskan tour, you get the bigger balcony. Well, I'm going to show you what it's really like when you're in this room on an Alaskan cruise. So this is just the entrance. Right next to the entrance is one of the entrances to the bathroom. It's a little awkward having it so close to the door, but it's not a huge deal. Get your climate controls up here, and over here is like the master light switch for the entire room. It's a little awkward if you use this at night and someone's sleeping over there, it's going to turn the lights on for them too. I haven't quite found where there's one just for this side, because that's kind of how they broke this room down. They broke it down so it's two different rooms kind of tied together. Over here they have like a coffee nook. This is one thing I probably would have changed with this room. I would have put the workstation here and put all the coffee on the other side, because as it is now, there's no way to separate where like the workstation, computer station is from the master bed. So if someone is working and someone's trying to sleep, it makes it kind of awkward. Over here you have some storage. This is the primary storage for this side of the suite. Now the awkward thing about this is, despite the room you have here, there's actually not a whole lot of storage. It's kind of randomly laid out, where in other suites of this grand suite or higher, typically they have a lot of storage, and it's really laid out in a manner where it's easy to get around and to deal with it. But here it's kind of just scattered all over the place. Over here we have the main couch, kind of the living area. The entrance to the balconies are right out there. You got your TV with some storage underneath it. Now here's the big thing that they push about this room. This area here, if you look through that porthole, that's also your balcony. It is blocked off by a sliding door outside. I'll show more on that later. They advertise as, hey, you get to see a lot more with this balcony, especially on Alaskan Cruise. The only time you're going to use that section is when you're at port. You are not going to use it when it's going, because of the design of the ship makes that an incredibly windy section right there. Over here we have the master bedroom. There's a little bit of storage on each side, so there's some light controls over on the wall. This here, right in between the two rooms, this is the light controls for like the master bedroom. It does control like just the master bedroom, so it's independent from the one that controls everything. I haven't been able to find one that just controls out here though. If you want to separate it, you just pull the curtain shut, and that's how you split it into two rooms. Oh, this bed does transition, this couch transitions into a bed as well if you have more than just two people in here. Here's the storage for the master bedroom. You also have your safe in there. Over here is where they kind of put the workstation, another TV. Now let's go into the bathroom. Controls for the bathroom. Right here, these two silver lights. Two silver switches. There's one on each entrance. So going in the bathroom, yep, you have a full tub. The shower is a little awkward. See how we have it kind of turned at an angle? That's because they kind of use the wrong tubing for the water. It's very tight, so it pulls that shower head wherever it wants to go. When I first turned it on, if I hadn't had the curtain shut, it would have blasted right out into the middle of the bathroom. So it's a little awkward. You kind of have to play with it to get it right. This should be fixed hopefully by the time you're ever in here, but yeah, controls for the tub broke. You can't close or open the drain. Now here's something a little awkward. You do have two sinks, but this sink doesn't have anywhere to hang like a hand towel. Also, unlike most Grand Suites on Royal Caribbean ships, there's no real storage here. You kind of have sections on the side, one shelf over there, but most of the time you're used to having in the mirror, it's an actual cabinet, but not in this case. There's your famous cruise ship toilet. Here's the other one. The other one does have a hand towel, but same situation with the storage. There is no storage in the mirror. Next, we'll go out onto the balcony. So here's the balcony itself. It's on the 8th deck, so it's a little bit off the water, but it's not like some of the higher up ones, which are really high off the water, like when you're up to deck 12 and 13. It is a mostly private balcony. When you have the windscreen closed that separates the other section that I'm going to show you in a minute, you have a nice seating area with 2 chairs and the table. Then you have the 2 loungers. They both adjust, almost lay flat, and they have the ottoman with them, so they're pretty adjustable over there. So here's the windscreen I was talking about. It weighs quite a bit. It slides from left to right, and if you want to open it, you're probably going to have to lift up and push a little bit. That's the way we were able to get it to slide over. On the left is the knob that keeps it in place. It's pretty heavy duty and hard to turn because it really has to lock in place because it's way too heavy to just allow it to move on its own. Now I'm going to play next a brief video so you can hear how loud the wind rips through here, and then I'll explain why. So if you're wondering why it's so noisy, well, this is why. When you open up that windscreen, this is the view you get right off the balcony there. What happens is when you are stationed, there's no wind, and you can use this area. When the ship is moving, the wind comes straight down this section, and this is where it bumps out. So all the wind from the ship that's sucked in gets pushed right through this balcony, which, yeah, that can create a lot of noise. If you're facing a headwind, it gets far worse. We're talking 40, 50, 60 mile an hour winds blowing through here sustained. So yeah, this is a very windy place to sit. It's too bad the wind is so strong here too, because this is what the little area looks like. It's fairly large. You got enough size for 2 loungers to lay completely flat. So yeah, there's a lot of room here. It's not very private though. As you can see, all those other balconies can kind of see in here. And if you look next to those lifeboats, that's a walkway. So there's a lot of people who can look up and kind of see into this balcony if you're using it. So why am I showing you the drain in the bathroom on the floor? This is the one on the floor that's in case of emergency spills. Well, when we first went into this bathroom, it stunk of urine and it would not go away. And we checked the floors and there was no urine on the floors. This is where it was coming from. See, the thing is, these have a trap in them, like a toilet or a sink or anything else, but they're so rarely used that in time, the trap can evaporate. If you go into a stateroom and the bathroom stinks like urine, dump a little water down here. When we did that, it cleared up within a day or 2. Now, I wish I could say that was the only problem with this bathroom. Well, it wasn't. Here is the drain to the sink. They do not adjust. Do not push them down. You cannot close the sink to build up a little water if you're shaving or anything like that. If you push this down, there is no way to get it back up. I did that by accident without knowing, and maintenance had to come and pop it back up. Now you might be wondering, what on earth is this? This is underneath the tub. Why did we see this? Because the tub broke. The drain actually broke. They had to come in and replace it. Well, it took them about a day and a half to come and actually replace the mechanism. And when they did, they had to leave this open because there was all sorts of water underneath. And if you look at that, yeah, that is sludge. And it stunk. And it was open for almost 2 days. Finally, we had gotten in touch with the concierge. We had to do it a couple times, but finally he got it the last time and really got them out there on the spot to clean this up and get it closed up. So hopefully you'll never have to go through this, but if you ever wondered what it looks like under one of those tubs, here it is. Now for some more enjoyable stuff. In Seattle, if you get this room, this is the kind of view you will have. You'll be able to see Mount Rainier if it's clear enough. It's a very nice view. It is industrial in the area, so it's not fantastic, but yeah, it's a decent view for sure. In Icy Point, this stateroom faces the water, so you won't be able to see what's going on in Icy Point itself, but right here, this is why it's a benefit. This is a common place where you see whales and other wildlife, including some bald eagles. Right here, it's a little whale spout, but if you sit there just on your balcony and watch, you're almost guaranteed you will see many whales as they feed in this area. So when you stop at Juneau, hopefully this is the kind of view you get. You get this view right here, and then off to the right a little bit, there's the tram that goes up and down, so it is a very scenic place where they dock. So here's Victoria, and you might be wondering what happened to Skagway. Well, one of the dangers with Alaskan Cruise is if the winds are too high. Where they dock sometimes have very tight corners that they have to go around, and if the winds are too high, it's just too dangerous and they'll have to skip that stop. That's what happened to us. But Victoria here is one of the coolest places you will stop, and sadly the shortest. You're only there for a few hours, but there is so much to do in Victoria. Since it's the last night of the cruise, I will give you a warning. You get access to the concierge lounge with this stateroom. If you use that at all, you should tip your concierge. However, he might not be there on the last day, so you might want to tip him the day before. Now, why would you use a concierge lounge? Well, beyond him, every night from 5 to 8, you get free drinks. Pretty much as many as you want. They will bring it to you. If you don't drink alcohol, they will give you any soft drinks you want, water, bottles of water to bring back to the room. You name it, they'll try to do it for you. It is a great opportunity, and it's one of the big values for booking a suite like this. On top of that, with this suite, you also get access to reserved seating for the shows, so you don't have to get there super early. You get there and they have decent seats waiting for you. On top of that, there's even more benefits of this stateroom. You get free internet. Each person in the stateroom can connect one device for the length of the cruise. That's a huge value if you've ever looked at the expense that the internet is on these cruises. I thought I'd close out with a picture of the glacier in Juneau. There's a number of glaciers you'll get to see. One of them, the Endicott Glacier, the Endicott Arm. They go in there, go up. It's very scenic. Tons of waterfalls. You get to see that glacier. And if you look as you're going in and out, there's also some other glaciers up in the mountains that you can see. But this is one you can actually go and visit. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments, and I'll try to get to them as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.